Hey guys, it's Bishilzy here, and welcome to episode 13 of the Berlin Dynamo series. Now, today's episode, of course, is sort of the first episode since the start of the new season. Of course, last episode we went over the new signings, pre-season, and then our first sort of fixtures of Three Liga. Today's episode, we're coming in, as you can see, we're currently in 8th position. We're doing okay. It's worth mentioning that Osnabrück, as you can see, they're currently top of the league with 21 points, currently beating out Gladbach 2. Then we've also got Bayern Munich 2 in there as well. Dortmund 2, they're very close to us. There's a few teams that are sort of on 16 points. And as you can see, Osnabrück currently sitting top with one of those automatic promotion spots. Duisburg and Ingolstadt are the other two teams currently occupying those sort of promotion spots. Let's go through our recent fixtures. Also worth mentioning we are 2.25 million in the red at the moment, and yeah, it's not looking any better. So we're sort of in, I don't know how to say it. We need to get promoted this season if we're going to stop this sort of balance spiraling out of control. However, I feel like the league this season, just in sort of the 8 games I've played already, it feels a little bit stronger than it did last season. So I'm a little bit concerned. Anyway, let's go over the recent fixtures. There's been a few. We've gotten through quite a few fixtures. Of course, previous episode was Bielefeld and Dortmund just there. We followed that up with a 3-1 victory over Hamburg 2, their reserve team. As you can see, Leader, Seebeck, and Amadin on the score sheet. We also picked up a red card in Leader there, so pretty impressive victory, albeit Hamburg SV2, they're not really one of the stronger teams. They did only get promoted this season up into 3 Liga. So, yeah. We then lost 4-2 to Bayern Munich 2. They were way better than us, way more clinical. And Shock with a shock performance of 6.0. So with that one, we weren't going to win. Susek and Akono getting our goals for this one. Božović with a 6.1. He looked pretty dreadful out there. Pelivan as well with a 6.2. We did bounce back, however, against recently relegated Munster. We beat them 4-1. So pretty impressive result against a team that was actually in Bundesliga 2 last season. Leader with a penalty, Amadin with a goal. They got one back to bring it to 2-1 in the 87th minute. And then we had Seebeck and Anor on the score sheet within the space of 2 minutes of each other. So, yeah, I mean, I would say it was a much better performance considering the result was sort of switched around from the way we versed Bayern Munich 2. The next game was an unfortunate loss to Duisburg. And I say unfortunate because they had 3 shots on target. We had 5. We scored 1 goal. They scored 2. 2 from 3. Again, Shock with a bad performance. Mendy with a bad performance in there as well. He hasn't been the player that I thought he would be. I think from now on, I'm going to prioritize physicals more than I'm going to prioritize technical stats. At least at this level, I feel like the stronger you are, the quicker you are, and the better jumping reach you have at this level, it just correlates better, excuse me, with better performances. So that's what I want to do. We also had a goal disallowed. Božović opened the scoring, surprisingly. Struik with an assist there from Shadow Striker. But yeah, they scored 2 goals. They also had 2 goals disallowed themselves. So, yeah, I don't know. We lost. We deserved to lose, I guess. Albeit we sort of played better than they did. We managed to win the next game against Victoria Cologne. Again, a bit more of a solid performance, I would say. It was going to be a 1-1 draw. They opened the scoring. We got one back through Susek in the 70th minute. And then Jublovic coming up with the winner in the 92nd minute. Second minute of stoppage time there. They dominated the shots and the XG, but we dominated possession, which I found was the deciding factor. Shock also had a huge game with an 8.0 match rating, so he definitely kept us in this one, that's for sure. And the final game just played was a boring 0-0 draw against Beirut. Nothing really happened in this one. Again, we dominated possession, couldn't really get much going forward, which was frustrating. Shock again with another solid performance. He's had a few stinkers, and then he's had a few good games. I feel like our results are pretty good. We've got 3 losses, 4 wins, 1 draw. And it's just inconsistent, really. We win one, we lose one. We win one, we lose one. We're 2 unbeaten at the moment, so hopefully that'll actually continue for this episode. We are versing Sandhausen, who are 17th in the league, and the second game today is SC Verl, who are currently 20th in the league with 1 point. So I'm hoping for a double win here today for today's episode, albeit that second game is only 3 days away with a two-day gap in between. So we'll see how we go. Anyway, today's lineup, we're going to go with shocking goal, Montag at right back, Mendy and Pelivan. Unfortunately, got to bring Pelivan in for Leader, who is suspended. Leader's actually been playing pretty well, so I would kind of want him to be in there today. Pelivan also not match fit. We got Muller at left back, Seebeck and Gudra. Jublovic will be our AMC shadow striker. Struik is going to get a start on the right wing. Susek on the left wing. Bojovic up top. I don't know what to say about Bojovic. He's really not doing too well this season. I'm almost tempted to start playing Akono. Purely for the fact that he does have a bit of strength about him, a bit of jumping reach. He's actually quicker, believe it or not. He's quicker than Bojovic, slightly. As you can see there. Kind of looking at Bojovic, and I'm thinking maybe I'll try and retrain him as either a shadow striker or an inside forward. He might have a bit better sort of, I don't know, he might just be a little bit more dangerous out there. He's got good agility, he's got good sort of determination, off the ball, composure. He's got good heading as well, but he doesn't have the strength, he doesn't have the jumping reach. He's 184 centimeters, so that's nearly 6 foot, I believe. And you look at a Kono who's 191 centimeters, which I believe is about 6'3", nearly 6'4". So, you know, he's a bigger player. I feel like maybe we should start playing him up top. This first game is a game that Bojovic should probably be scoring in. So we'll see how he goes up top. If he doesn't, we might change our starting striker going forward. He has only got the 1 goal so far this season, which, yeah, he's sort of continuing his bad form that he had last season, or in that second half of last season. Gudra with a pretty average clearance there. I mean, that's going to... Oh my god, I thought that was going in for a second. Wow. All right. Muller, he's got the throw. We're 5 minutes in. And Seebeck getting us the goal there. All right, it's a good start. That's exactly the start that I wanted. Good to see Seebeck on the score sheet as well. He did just recently, I signed him to a new contract, and he took a 400 per week paid decrease. So fair play to Seebeck. Still one of the best players we have, sort of stats-wise, which is crazy because he was in our original squad. He's a good player. And of course, I think I made him vice-captain this season. He was captain last season. Who was it? I can't remember who it is, but someone's got slightly better stats than he does. As both of my centre-backs are now on yellow cards. That's making me very nervous, especially with Pelivan and the way... I think I need to get rid of Pelivan. I'm going to let him go at the end of the season. Even if we don't get promoted this year, which I really want to, I think it's massively our goal to try and make at least the playoff spot have a chance. That's frustrating. We've conceded a goal there. It's these centre-backs. We're having big problems with centre-back. It was a position I wanted to strengthen. And I did try and sign two, high, maybe Bundesliga 2 quality centre-backs. But our reputation is just too low. They were going to teams for less wages per week in the Bundesliga 2. And I think one of them went to Duisburg, actually, who did beat us recently as well. And then Mendy was sort of the only real option I could get in. And like I said, he's got no strength and he's got no jumping reach. So he's just don't think he's good enough physically for the demanding 3-leaguer. That was a good opportunity there for Jublovic. We might actually take Jublovic off. I was going to say we'll bring... yeah, never mind. He's not even on the bench. What are we going to do? Do we bring Chateau on? That is the question. I don't think we will. Let's go with... No, let's go with Amadin. Struik can play Shadow Striker. Surprisingly, Bojovic is actually playing okay today. Maybe we'll go Susek. We'll go like that. I want to get Akono on the pitch at least to try and bring that match fitness up. That was a bit silly by Bojovic. I don't really know what he was trying to do there. Seebeck to Muller. Bit of space. Terrible first touch, though. Oh my god, that was horrible. Can we just pass the ball nice and easy? Nice, easy first touches as well. There we go. Amadin's going to latch onto that. Can he cross it? He can. Double cross Akono with the big header. And Cyril Akono putting it in the back of the net. Good substitution there by me. And that brings it to 2-1. Okay, Bojovic with the assist as well. So he's got an assist for that first goal. And then I think it was Amadin got the assist for the second goal there. That's a bicycle kick. Wow. Why are they trying bicycle kicks this far down in the leagues? That's ridiculous. All right, Muller, Seebeck, tackled. It's a half-decent little shot there for Gudra. All right, we've got 15 minutes left. Akono. Again, our dribbling is potentially letting us down. It might be something I have to look at with a tactic. Another big, long-range shot there from Gudra. Not really going to challenge the keeper from that sort of range. All right, Mendy goes back to the keeper. Shock to Montag. Montag, I don't really know what to make of him yet either. He's, on paper, him and Muller, they seem very similar. I don't know if he needs a bit more time to fit in, maybe. Muller here, bringing the ball in the box. Can he pass it? Yes, he can. Amadin with the easy tap in. 3-1. Good stuff. All right. This is a game we needed to win. And we should win on paper because they're in the relegation zone. We are currently not. Good to see Muller with an 8.5. That's a very solid rating there. All right, Pelivan, Mendy, Gudra. That's a terrible pass here by Amadin. And they're on the counter-attack. Oh, it's a terrible tackle. That was a terrible tackle there. I think it was Mendy. He's got no strength. He's got 7 strength for a centre-back. All right, they've got a corner, goes in the box. We do clear it away. I mean, yeah, that's a good result. Should be full time here. Is that a penalty? Free kick. Okay. I would prefer them not to score that free kick, as they do indeed put it wide. And there we go, full time, 3-1 victory. And we are victorious, getting another big 3 points for ourselves. A good win, but it's what we needed to do. Sandhausen, like I said, they're in the relegation zone for a reason. Bielefeld and Eintracht Braunschweig, really didn't expect them to be so far down after 9 games, if I'm being honest. That's a weird one, because they've got really good teams. And Braunschweig, they just got relegated from Bundesliga 2. And they've got a squad. They've got some decent players. Put it in a perspective, some of their sort of average players, fringe players, are some of our best players, if that makes sense. Like, this bloke would be just as good, if not better, than most of our team. So it just goes to show that, you know, their goalkeeper, way better than our goalkeeper, if that makes sense. So we are doing well with what we've got, but I just don't know if we've got enough to push us into those 3 promotion spots, even the playoff, which we're currently sitting in right now, which is good. I just don't know if we can finish there at the end of the season. Anyway, enough rambling. I'll join you back for the lineup against Verl. All right, so let's get into the lineup. Again, another game we should be winning. It's tough because Amadin actually played well. Keep him on the bench, maybe, along with Akono. Anor's on the bench now as well. It's worth mentioning his determination has gone up. So that mentoring, I did change the people in his mentor group. I think it's... Actually, let's have a quick look. I think I put a few better players in there. So mentoring. So it's Anor, and then it's Stark, who's driven, which is very important. Although I think he's still only 24. I don't know if his... I mean, it says his influence on the group is average. But then we got Bojovic, Susek, Akono, and the goalkeeper, Klinger, who are all sort of fairly determined or fairly professional. So that was my mindset there. I wanted to try and bring him up a little bit, and it seems to sort of be working. I think the screen that came up, it said that he might be gaining some negative traits as well. So I don't know if that's the best thing in the world. Anyway, doesn't matter too much. The only change was Stark in at right back, as Montag picked up a knock going in from, or coming out of last game. So we'll do that. Everything else is going to keep exactly the same. Actually, Leader has come in for Pelivan. He's been playing well this season, so I definitely want him to stick in there. And like I said, Amadin on the bench, Akono on the bench. We've got some options. All right, I'll tell the boys just to play like they did last match. And again, these guys have 1 point. 1 point all season so far. So we need to be piling on the pressure and trying to win this game. We are at home as well, so I do expect big things. Susek with an absolute screamer. Their defenders didn't even look like they wanted to play in front of him just then. They didn't even want to defend him. Jublovic with the assist as well. It might be one of those days for us. Susek again. It's a good save by the keeper. But we're looking dangerous. We're, what, 7 minutes in? Could already be 2-0. Mendy's going to head it back in. Goes out for another corner. Could be a very highlight game for us. One thing I want to check after we finish this game, and hopefully I remember to do it, is I want to check our average attendance, because I feel like that might be one of the reasons why we are struggling so much with the financial side of things. I can't remember. I'd have to look at the stadium. But I don't think we have a very big stadium. I think it's like 7,000 capacity, maybe. I might be wrong with that, but I think it's around between 7 and 10. Somewhere sort of around 7, I feel like. I'll have to double check that, and hopefully I remember. Anyway, Bojovic doesn't manage to get it. Susek wins a ball, though, and Susek, once again, has his shot saved by the keeper. Gudra. Yeah. Not a very good corner. Goes out for another one, though. Again, corners is something I haven't really looked at too much. I never changed it from that previous episode. I think it was end of season 2. Back in maybe, I think it was episode 11. I think this is episode 13. I'm not sure if I said that at the start or not. Ooh, the goalkeeper playing with fire. Just belts it out for a throw-in. Alright, they've actually got a throw-in. And that's going to be a goal. Wow. They got an equaliser. I really wasn't expecting them to be getting an equaliser like that, in that fashion. That kind of puts the pressure back on us big time. Yeah, wow. We were actually playing pretty well up until that point. And it was a bit of a nothing sort of set piece. Just sort of like a free kick across the box and an easy tap in. A little bit ridiculous if you ask me. Anyway, the danger man Susek back to Seaback, who is brought down inside the box. And we're getting lucky here, awarded with a penalty. Going to be leader. He's missed him before, and he puts it away, luckily. Thank you, leader. All right. I think he's got more goals already this season than he had in the entirety of last season. And he was taking penalties last season as well. I always feel weird with a centre-back taking penalties. Anyway, 2-1, we go in with the lead at half-time. I'm going to say that I'm happy. Again, they just finally got their second shot on target, but it was that one shot on target that gave them the goal. All right, let's make some subs. Actually, let's let this highlight play out, and then I might pause it. Because we might get another goal here. Jublovic with a bit of space to run into. Oh, Susek is chopped down. And luckily for us, Seaback puts it in the back of the net. But referee, Susek was chopped down by 2 players. Like they sort of like sandwiched him and just crunched. It was like a crunching tackle. All right. Anyway, let's pause it there. I mean, Seaback got us the goal, which I'm very happy with, but yeah, that didn't feel good. It didn't feel good. Anyway, I'm going to take Gudra off for Anor, and then I'm going to put Jublovic back into midfield as the deep line playmaker. It's just something I'm sort of thinking about doing, because Gudra can be very hit and miss. Very, very hit and miss sometimes. And I want to try and give Anor a decent amount of sub appearances this season. He's still kind of playing for the under-19s as well. But when he's available, when he's not playing for them, I just bring him up and bring him off the bench. Unless we're losing, more often than not. So as long as we're not losing, if we're... Oh my god, Mendy's passing is atrocious. Get it out of there. I feel like Mendy wasn't the best signing. I feel like he's very, very lower class for this level. I don't think he's he's the quality player that I thought he was going to be. And all with a pretty average cross there. I mean, I thought Okono might have been able to get on the end of it because of his height and his obviously jumping reach and heading. And all. Oh, cheeky little pass. Struik, and he hits the post and it goes in. First goal for the club as well. And that is a 4-1 victory by the looks of it. Very, very happy with that. I don't think Verl... I mean, yeah, since they scored their goal, they've done a little bit. Fair play to them. But there we go. That's a good performance. And all with a 7.3, getting himself an assist there as well. And we did exactly what I needed us to do. That was win both these games because they were both winnable games. They actually picked up a win from the previous game. Fair play to him. Anyway, Susek was the danger man, so very happy with that. And Mendy is going to be out for the next game. Probably not a bad thing. Probably not a bad thing. That does leave us in 4th position though. And that is currently the other automatic spot for promotion. That's pretty big. I know, realistically we'll get knocked back down if Duisburg do win their game in hand, but at this point we're looking pretty good. Seebeck, highest average rating. Susek, Amadin, and Seebeck, all top goal scorer. Kind of frustrating not to have one of your strikers up there. Bojovic, like I said, he's been pretty underwhelming to start things off. He was very good at the start of last season, so I was hoping that he might rekindle that form. Anyway, let's have a look at something here. Because I wanted to have a look at let's have a look at the stadium first. So it's 12,000 with 2,000 seated. Okay, so it's a bit higher than I thought it was. I thought it was between 7 and 10, somewhere around there, the sport forum. So that's not terrible. But how are we doing with attendances? Okay, so our average attendance last season was 3,800, which is probably, it's only what, 1/3 full, if that. I mean, it's a lot higher. It's 1,200 higher than when we were in the regional Liga. This season looks probably to be on track as well, which is fine. We'll have to wait and see. And the Dresden game, of course, our rivals pulling in the highest gate receipts last season to 108,000, which is pretty good as well. This season, haven't really had anything close to that, so that's a little bit concerning. And that was our highest attendance as well, with nearly 9,600. That might have inflated our attendances a little bit playing Dresden in the league. So we'll have to wait and see. It's something I want to keep an eye on because I feel like that's part of the reason why we're not sort of making an income, making a profit. I did think that when we went professional, we would start making a profit. And we just haven't. Anyway, it is what it is. Thank you very much for watching, guys. 2 big wins today, 3-1 victory, 4-1 victory. And we find ourselves up into 4th place for the meantime in that automatic promotion spot. So happy days so far. We're doing well. And again, my goal for the season is to get promoted, to finish in those promotion spots. Even, like I said, we will take the playoff as well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And apart from that, guys, as always, take it easy and goodbye.